What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another episode of the 5 Takeaways, where we take a look at the weekend's games and look what we can take away from the game. Negativity after negativity after negativity.
Not going to be much more positive after these 5 takeaways.
Yeah, well, obviously we lost 1-0 to Manchester City in the Carling Cup final, CARABAO Cup final, EFL Cup final, whatever tournament you want to call it, yesterday at Wembley. To be honest, it was a great day had by all, just let down by what happened on the pitch yet again.
Yeah, it was good to be back in the stadium. It was good to have to go to the fans again, and we put on an event as well, which a lot of people seem to enjoy, so that was all fine. But obviously football ruined the day, and we barely had a chance to celebrate, let alone a goal. So let's get through what we can learn from it.
And the first takeaway is nothing expected.
Yeah, so we all know Tottenham had 2 shots on goal, both outside the box, during the whole 90 minutes of football played yesterday. We had an XG, expected goals rate, of 0.04, which is our lowest of the season, our lowest ever, I think, XG, 0.04. Now how low that's like ridiculous how low that is. And it showed the lack of threat we had. Now I think that's pretty representative of how much we did threaten City pretty much throughout the game. And, you know, Lo Celso, his shot from 25 yards, Toby Alderweireld had a shot from 25 yards, both of them not going in. Obviously, Lo Celso's forcing a good save, but that's how much threat we had, 0.04.
Ridiculous.
Shocking.
And ridiculous.
With
And
City
you know,
having, I think, over two.
And you know, they did completely dominate us in the first half, but even when we were on top in the second half, we just didn't threaten them. We hardly threatened them.
Yeah.
Like you say, 2 shots outside the box, one forcing the keeper into a save, but nowhere near good enough with that quality we have on the pitch. Son, Kane, Lucas, Bale coming on. I mean, we've got such players that can hurt anyone. Mm-hmm. And we're just not doing anything right now.
And if that was Mourinho, everyone would be up in arms about the tactics.
Yeah. No, if it was Mourinho, yeah, like you say, everyone would be going at him for the starting lineup, everyone would be going at him for the subs, and everyone would be going for him with the way we played the game in general. But you can't go at Mason, can you? You just can't. You just got to keep going at the hierarchy, because they're the ones that put us in this mess.
And now lead on to the next one.
It will lead on to the last one.
And the last one as well.
But let's go on to the next one. And the second takeaway is prep time.
Yeah, prep time. So Mason, after the game, complained about a lack of preparation for leading into the cup final, which is why the players kind of struggled to acclimatise to the tactics. And, you know, he was asked about the way they're playing out the back, and he said there wasn't enough prep time to really get used to it, but we tried our best with what we had. And Harry Kane was quoted a few days ago saying that just after Jose was sacked, saying that he was very surprised at the timing of Jose sacking, and he had done a lot of preparation going into the cup final. Basically, he'd done a lot of prep for that cup final. And, Mason clearly came in and had his own ideas of how he wanted to approach the game and all that stuff. And obviously we got completely outdone, completely outclassed. We didn't have enough preparation time, clearly, to change the way we played. And that all goes down to the lack of planning from the board, the lack of foresight in how this is going to affect the team. And I feel like the board just kind of made a calculated decision, whether it would be a financial one, that they didn't want to pay Mourinho any extra money if he won a cup, or whether it was a decision that they thought the new manager bouts could have enough effect to win the cup final. Well, whatever they thought, it was complete disastrous, because the only opportunity Mourinho had pretty much in a cup final to actually get over the line and win us a trophy, something that he's good at, he knows how to do. We didn't even give him the chance to do it, and it was a ridiculous call in hindsight from the board, and you got to say a shocking decision.
They run a football club. The objective of a football club is to win trophies and to be as successful as you can be. They made a calculated decision to save a few extra quid instead of giving themselves the best chance of winning a trophy, and that's the facts of the matter.
Yeah, for sure, that's what happened. I can't think of any other reason why they would sack Mourinho at that time. Why else would they do it?
6 days before a cup final, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the third takeaway, and that is Lucas' error.
Yeah, so Lucas Moura actually had quite a good game yesterday, and it was very frustrating that he was the one taken off on 67 minutes when he was actually one of the only ones actually having an impact on the game. He had completed 3 dribbles, which is more than all the rest of our team combined. He also won 4 fouls, drawing two yellow cards from the Man City defenders, and he had just gone on a run just before he had got taken off as well, which was causing the City defenders a bit of trouble. So I think it was a bad mistake by Ryan Mason to have taken him off. I think he took him off because he thought, in general, if you're going to get a chance, you'd rather it fall to Kane or Son than Lucas Moura. But I think he didn't quite get the fact that Lucas was the only one creating the opportunities, and no one was really stepping up in that respect, taking on defenders, committing defenders as well, creating space, and causing a bit of havoc. He was the only one, really. So I felt like the stats bear that out as well, and he was a mistake to take off Lucas.
100%. He was the only one on that pitch trying to take the game to Man City. He committed Laporte twice, and he should have got sent off with the 2 fouls he made. Big mistake to take off Lucas. I mean, I get that he wanted to bring on Gareth Bale, but in my opinion, he should have taken off Heung-min Son because he was the one being completely marked out the game.
Yep.
Let's move on to the 4th takeaway, and that is La Mafia whacking.
Yeah, so the La Mafia were out on full force yesterday. I felt, well, not in Ndombele, but Aurier giving away the needless foul, Sissoko losing his man for the free kick as well. So that was a goal definitely made in La Mafia for sure. And I think that's something that needs a bit sorting out, because continuously now both those players, they're just a liability. That's the truth for the match, especially in the big moments in the big games. They can have good performances during the season, and we've said continuously Aurier, or at least at the start of the season, was putting in some very strong performances. But when it really comes to it, you can't count on them. You just cannot count on them when it really comes to it, and it showed again yesterday. Another moment where they both contributed to conceding the goal. Yeah,
completely agree, and I still don't understand the reason why he brought on Sissoko. I mean, I know we've said that he was brought on with Bale to kind of track back behind Bale to let him do his stuff, but it just didn't work out that way, and it seems as though every single game now he's our first substitution, win, lose or draw, and I just don't get it. And in terms of Serge Aurier, yes, I mean, he didn't have the most terrible game in general, but it's those same things that keep happening. He keeps giving away these stupid free kicks that lead to goals every time.
We know we can't defend
every time.
As well.
And the third member of La Mafia, Ndombele, mistake not to play him at all.
That's also true. And that's 2 finals Sissoko's cost us now.
Great. Let's move on to the last and final takeaway, and that is ENIC out.
This is the main takeaway I think we have to take away from this, because off the back of a cup final, which, let's be honest, had ENIC's fingerprints all over that cup final. Now Spurs playing with a outside chance to get top 4, which we don't even know we'll be eligible for, because we await punishment from UEFA for our part in the Super League. With Kane likely to leave as well.
Might do us a favour, to be fair, if we qualify for the Conference League.
Yeah, maybe. And then with Kane also now likely to leave Spurs trophyless, with Son's palpable disappointment at the end of the game. Is he going to become disillusioned with the direction this club is heading after all he's put into the club? And he joined a club on the up, and now we don't seem to be heading in that same direction, with Bayern Munich having snapped up Julian Nagelsmann, our one shot, or a potential top class manager, which was supposedly we let go of Jose Mourinho to try and get ahead of Bayern Munich in that respect, and we've lost out on that as well. I mean, we are an
who does Daniel Levy think he is, that he thinks in any walk of life that we can come in front of Bayern Munich in terms of chasing a manager?
Yeah, he's deluded if he thinks that. And look, we are an absolute mess, and it's all caused by the board. All these issues stem from the board and how they've managed this club. And not only have they mismanaged a lot of the footballing side, but they've completely disrespected the fans, disrespected the whole football pyramid and how everything works, and tried to cut and run and go for a get-out-of-jail-free card with the Super League. And that's blown up in their face, and that wasn't in the best interest of the club or football at all. And now here we are sitting with everything up in the air, everything a mess. And where we go from here is anyone's guess, because I can't think of one thing that we're going in a positive direction with at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's been bad decision after bad decision after bad decision for quite a while now. And when are they going to hold themselves culpable? When are they going to hold themselves culpable? I mean, 4 cup finals now in a row we haven't scored in. We're declining rapidly as a club, and I really don't know where we're going. Well, I do know where we're going, and the only way we're going is down. And that's the sad facts of the matter. And until we sort out what happens right at the top of the club, it doesn't matter who our manager is, doesn't matter anything else. All it matters is that we need to get these guys out to progress as a football club.
Kane must be looking at that board thinking, what a bunch of clowns he has to deal with, and why the hell would he want to stick around for that?
Yeah, no, 100%. Why would anyone want to stick around for that? You got players in there that are, I know we've got a very poor squad at the moment, but you've got players in there with mad amounts of ability. Kane, Son, Ndombele, World Cup winner in Hugo Lloris. You know what I mean? Yes, the defence needs a lot of work, but apart from that, you've got players with good quality in there. Giovanni Lo Celso as well. If you remember back end of I know a lot of people were not that happy with him at the moment. Back end of last season, he was our best player. So you've got players in there that have real quality, and you're just going to see player after player get disillusioned more and more until they end up leaving the club. Heung-min Son's got 2 years left in his contract. Harry Kane's got 3 years left in his contract, and I guarantee you now, neither of them are signing in this current state. So there you have it. Those are our 5 takeaways. The ones we spoke about were nothing expected, prep time, Lucas error, La Mafia whacking, and the most important one, and that is ENIC out. As you can see on the placards behind me, we need to carry on these protests. We need to make it a proper protest instead of just 30 people standing out the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We need to go down there in our numbers. We need to save our football club because it is only going one way, like I said before. But that is your 5 takeaways. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any other takeaways to talk about. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.